Hi and welcome to my channel. I am Ayamante Fasner and today we look at the second part of my little experiment with the new game mode Arena in League of Legends. How far are you by now in this mode? We are starting today's video at 3148 arena points. Hopefully we are gaining some. The first match was with Samira, quite an interesting pick, but we probably all saw much weirder picks in this mode by now after everyone could test around and see which champs they liked here. In my experience, people like to play quite annoying champs, which you can see later on as well. I often see Heimerdinger, Timo, Shaco, Ivan and Annie, but also something like Mundo is particularly often to see. Now let's see how game 5 of this experiment went. The first round we lost. Kind of becoming a trend here with so many early game losses on my part. Anyway, round 2 was much more interesting to see. We started this game quite strong off. My plan here was to be aggressive, but also don't really get killed right at the beginning. I just wanted to make sure that Samira could be somewhat safe against Olaf and Tarek. Those two could be a pain, especially with Olaf becoming stronger the lower he falls. So I had to be careful as soon he dropped with his health and work with the plants quite a lot. Just tanking through their damage and healing up with the plants. Working with my shields also was quite important. But the most important thing of all was that I don't let Olaf get on Samira. After grabbing the second plant, Olaf was actually quite close to Samira, which I really didn't like, but I had to make sure that I don't die. If that would have happened, the round would be most likely lost. After I got Olaf stunned, I really had to disengage the battle. Let Samira take care of Olaf solo. A good thing that he already was very low and she could easily clean him up. After that it was just waiting until Tarek died. Round 3 against Morde and Kha'Zix we had to play safe at the beginning because both of them on one person could be fatal very fast. I let Samira poke just a little bit to get a little advantage over the enemies, but after seeing Kha'Zix so close to the wall I really wanted to engage there on him. Sadly though, the wall was too thick and I didn't want it to run into Mordekaiser's face just yet, so I had to wait a little bit longer. Though the engage on Mordekaiser I took in the middle because it was my favorite playing field with Poppy, and slowly but surely we had to fight them. I wanted to defend Samira with my W and Kha'Zix jump, but I failed to read him. I thought he would be much more aggressive and I could interrupt his jump in that moment. After that I peeled again for Samira to get rid of Mordekaiser on Samira and deal a bit of damage with the Ring of Fire on him. He got much more aggressive after that because my ult was out, so he probably thought he could take care of Samira in this stage of the round and Kha'Zix would take care of me in the meantime. But they would had a 2v1 against me after Morde ult. So I took that opportunity after waiting just a little bit to be aggressive on Kha'Zix to make sure we had the 1v1 or 2v1 for us. Round 4 we actually lost quite fast, so it's another round against Morde and Kha'Zix. Did Ka finally learn, or is he still such a coward to play against us? So let's see what round 5 brought us. I was quite certain that this round also was quite an easy round against those two. After their previous round I was quite comfortable and confident with the Samira's playstyle. So I wanted to play more aggressive right at the start of the battle, but I never had expected that those two actually also became much more aggressive from the start. At the round start, they were at quite good position for me to play aggressive, so I just baited the Morde in, out and went with it directly into Kha'Zix Morde. Morde also directly took this opportunity to ult Samira, and I had to wait for Samira to come out of the Shadow Realm. Back into the arena. As soon that happened, Kha'Zix jumped into the fight again, but we took care of him very fast and then it was just a matter of time to kill Mordekaiser. Sadly he got by Samira as well down, so it was a 1v1 against him. Lucky he was already very low and easy to clean up, but his shield still dragged the fight out a little bit. Probably thought he could get the plants in time, but hell no. For this round it was the same game plan of peeling for Samira and holding Olaf off her. This time it would be harder with Olaf's ultimate though. So I should be taking more attention to Samira and stick with her, right? At least our family would help against Olaf's healing on lower health. So I took that. Well then, let's see how this round went for us. From the start onwards, I stood closer to Samira than in all of the previous games, and instantly took Olaf away when he wanted to get on Samira. So he didn't have a chance to kill Samira before he died. For some reason, both of them also focused me hard at the first opportunity they got. Samira then took care of Olaf very fast. Really seemed like butter to me in that moment. No matter how good we played, we just couldn't beat the good champion design of Crit Garen with a Warwick. It's not so tragic though. We might have lost this game, but there are still more to come. I am sure we could gain some arena points. We are now on 3120 arena points. We lost some, but we will definitely get them back. After all, there are still 4 more games to come. The next game with Wayne actually was quite a breeze that it was boring and way too fast over. So cue the winning montage of this game. We may have lost 1 or 2 rounds in that game, but the ultimate victory falls into our lap at the end. What do you think of the video so far? I hope you enjoyed it and are watching to the end. It takes quite a long time to make those videos and I still have a lot to learn about editing, but I really enjoy making those videos for you. I also just started this channel because I were bored with my daily life and needed to do something. So I decided to try to build up a YouTube channel and see how far I can make it. Maybe in the future, when I am more comfortable speaking, I also will stream. I already got a video in progress as a hobby and it needed some work. But if you are interested in it, I can post you some update videos occasionally, but please bear with me, I am quite a shy person and not really comfortable speaking. But I want to get over it and so I am giving you those commentaries. It is obviously not the same like speaking to a live audience, but it still helps a bit. Game 7 of this experiment was a very rough start. We lost all of the early game rounds, who would have seen that coming by now. I was thinking to go full tank in this game, but it didn't feel quite right because Zed was very squishy and couldn't hold out for just 2 seconds. So I wanted to get some damage. It didn't help much though. We also just won 2 of the rounds in this game, so it will be pretty fast over. I still wanted to show you those games because I thought they would be interesting to watch for you, so let's see how the next rounds went for us. This first round of the game I didn't have any hopes of ever winning a single round here, but Zed for once actually tried to win a round. So we straight up went into Aurelion Sol's face with Zed's ultimate to the wall and my E. After that he also was pretty much dead and we could focus on Swain. Swain actually was pretty tanky with 2 melee champs standing in his ultimate to heal him up. But after that had to disengage the fight and I got my cooldowns back, he also received quite a lot of damage and could recover that easily from it. Just to make sure that I don't explode and Swain heals up, I went fast for the blanks, got blessed that his E didn't hit me when I went around the corner, otherwise I would have been dead through his ultimate. This last match was pretty much the same to the previous one, just jumping into Aurelion face and getting rid of him. After that it was just Swain with the difference this time that I had anti-heal with me. If he decided to attack me, he at least would not heal up as much anymore. Yeah, a pretty fast game this time. Sadly we only got 3rd place, but we won more than I had expected. Maybe we could have won more in this game if I had done a few things different, but I never know that. 3284 arena points and just 2 more games to go. I am thinking at this point that we don't get much more points if we aren't winning both games without ever losing a round, but it also didn't really matter, we don't get any particular good rewards of the rank here. but it's still fun to try to get as many points as possible with a champion I normally would not play in normal games or ranked. I am actually a mid lane support main, but sadly quite a few of my champs which I play are really not that good in this mode. Either we get absolutely destroyed with no win at all, or we win a few games but cannot get second or first place. That's why I was testing around with different champions and really enjoy playing Poppy. Now I am here and write the script for this video and I'm thinking, man, I wanna play watching my gameplay, but I gotta have to do work before I can enjoy myself. A long time ago that I really enjoyed playing League after 11 years entirely tryharding almost every single day and then taking a 2-year break. It's really a breath of fresh wind for this game with this mode. Anyway, game 8 we lost all of the early game rounds, and with so many squishy enemies I wanted to play Lethality Poppy, never expecting what would happen in this game. The first round of this game will be against Rengar Karma. I never have seen any good Rengar in this mode yet, so I had some big confidence we could win this game relatively easy, and well, yeah, he wasn't any good and the Karma just exploded at one point in this fight, so we just had to kill Rengar if he's not using his entire health while healing me with his W the entire time and dragging it out for the entire match. Alistar apparently wanted Rengar to drag it out much longer and so he kicked him across the wall. Now it was a literal cat and mouse hunt which I didn't want to participate in, so I waited it out for Rengar to come to me because of the Ring of Fire and just snipe him with my ultimate. Even Alistar just bullied Rengar at the end there. Always funny to see someone do that. Round 5 we lost sadly, but did anyone expect it at this point that I will win more than one round without a proper duo? I don't think so. The next round will be quite the fun round for me because I got Earthquake. I don't think many people could survive on the Lethality Poppy with Earthquake. We started off to play very aggressive in this round because Sparta is a very squishy champion and I could just one-shot one of them without Earthquake probably. But it's even more fun to see how Earthquake did quite a lot of damage before I really could do much. Yorick also didn't stood much of a chance against Earthquake despite of being a bit more tanky. Although he almost got me because of his ghouls and maiden, just nice that Pop can be also quite fast to get out of combat. And after healing up with the plant, I dealt the finishing blow to Yorick with Earthquake. After Alistar positioned Yorick for me at the wall. That was quite the fast round I must say, quite a change to some of the longer fights I had so far. Next round should also not be much of a problem, right? Well, we see about that. It might be a more difficult round to play because of Brand if he positions himself well and doesn't let me get to him. And Fiora also can be troublesome, so let's make sure I get one of them 100% with some tasty execute. And now to round 7, I had to make sure that I don't dive right at the end, at the start into them both, because they could easily burst me down, even with playing slightly more safe, like I did here. Jumping in after I know for sure that I get one perfect combo. Brand still did quite a lot of damage in that short amount of time to me, so I had to actually spy flash to get to the planes in time. Also quite interesting that Earthquake works on flash. I am so glad that this Alistar peeled for me in that moment. I might have been dead if he didn't have thrown Brand away to the wall for me to follow up as soon as I could. But at the end, we sadly lost this game. The other teams just were way too strong for us at some point to watch out or fight normally. It's a bummer, because that Alistar was quite a nice support. I always overjoy when I see some good supports as a support made myself. There are just way too many bad supports out there or none at all. There also is quite a fine line of being a good or bad support. Support isn't an easy role, but quite a fun and rewarding one if you manage to win with a bad team in normal League of Legends as a support. Ah yes, soon we are through with the experiment. We reached game 9 with yet another Alistar. This time I called Krydo. He was the worst of all the Alistars I had so far in this experiment. He almost every time ruined my combos and he was so squishy with his build that he fell very fast for some reason. He also had a problem with my starting item, which I absolutely couldn't get at all. With 2 tanks I had to get some damage at least. Didn't feel right at all to start with the Guardian on. Alistar was quite scared to fight them at the beginning of this round, but we had to secure the middle against Shaco, otherwise we would lose quite fast because of the ring. But even with securing the middle we had quite a hard time and I came close to dying more than once. And playing around the plants also was very difficult, because both of them were at all times on me. At the end we lost this round, but at least we made a good effort trying to win this round. Round 2 was a much more interesting game. I wanted to interrupt Wukong's dash before he could reach us, but I got silence from Garen before he being able to do so. And so the fight was on. Getting some hits on the plant was for some heal, and our shield getting my W up for resistance. Just fight, there isn't much to say to this round, except I really had trouble of hitting the right Wukong. I think I always push the clone into a wall instead of the real Wukong, so I decided to go after a little Duke against Wukong on Garen and get rid of him. Both of them could kill us before the Ring of Fire, but if one is out, we can win through the Ring of Fire later. Alistar had still enough health to secure the win. He got me killed before we could kill Garen, but at least he was low enough for Alistar to kill. Alistar did a good job with his CC against Wukong to preserve his life, but he also managed to kick the clone away more than once during their fight. At the end though, Alistar wins through fire elimination. It just takes some time for the ring to actually close it, but Wukong is running out of time. Not Alistar, so we are pretty fine if Wukong doesn't come to fight Alistar. But even if he did, he probably couldn't have won this round. Oh, by the way, the plant spawn was quite nice timing. I totally forgot about that. If Wukong had gotten the plant, we actually might have lost this in hindsight. The next couple rounds we lost due to playing bad, unlucky circumstances and just having stronger opponents. But the round against Garen and Wukong we should win easily again, right? Let's find out. I want to get Garen as soon as possible down this time to make sure that close call doesn't happen again. While I was fighting Wukong, after bursting Garen, Alistar took the kill to make sure Garen doesn't heal up. After he got Garen secured, he came and kicked Wukong away to help me escape. While waiting for Wukong, because I knew I will kill him very soon, I also baited him into using his dash to interrupt and finish him off. No joke, but that W of Poppy sometimes deals quite a lot of damage. Now, can we actually kill Zac and Shaco this time? I didn't thought we actually could beat them, because Shaco is so slippery and can stall the round very long. So let's find out how this round went. Ah great, it's a gen round. Well, I hope I don't get totally fucked over by those shots. I don't know for sure what Alistar did over there, but I found he's taking the plant. If not, then maybe killing Shaco boxes or annoying Shaco. I really don't know, but in the meantime I was fighting Zac and I'm bullying him a little bit with my W and E. After a while, Shaco and Alistar also joined the battle. And now the annoying part again. I had to somehow deal with the Shaco puppets, Zac, Sissy and Alistar kicking away. At least Jhin was helpful at times. He shot instead of bullying my slow movement speed. Also, I really didn't want to let Zac get away and pop his passive, so we could either kill him now or when the ring later is closed up. Shaco on the other hand is just annoying. I might have missed my snipe on Shaco, but Jhin showed me how it works to snipe someone. Gotta love some nice guidance on how things work sometimes. Can't touch this on Poppy? No getting interrupted or killed while loading my ult up? Heck yes, give me that. Let's see if it comes in clutch sometimes, I hope so. I don't like useless augments after all. And another round against Garen and Wukong. Hopefully it goes as smoothly as last time. Well then, time for the action. Both teams had a similar idea of starting aggressive out, but for some reason Alistar and I got a bit confused with the direction we wanted to go. So we kind of lured Wukong and Garen into a bad area. Wukong directly went for me with his ult, but I showed him who got the stronger hammer, and I slapped him into the wall, so hard he fainted. Perhaps he also died entirely today, but sadly Alistar kicked Wukong out of my combo, and so I had to wait for another type to actually kill Wukong. At this point I dropped so low that I had to get as much heal as possible. A good thing we had Gwen and 2 healing plants on our side. This round Alistar really did help me a lot for standing alive. And he cleaned Wukong up before he could kill me. While we were both very low, Garen wanted to try something, not sure what, but I just wanted to snipe him. Alistar though took Garen's hairstyle too personally and killed Garen mid-air before my ult could reach him. But even though we held so long out, we didn't got to win this game on first place, we just got second place, but there are still some arena points to get for us. Who made it this far into the video? Would be nice to know in the comments if anyone watched this far. I bet you would like to watch more of my content than in the future. Which champ would you like me to test out in the arena as long the mode is still here? Or what game should I play? I am always up for some ideas. I already have planned some things, but they take quite a while to make, because it's gonna be a full game and I don't really can record it on my setup, so gotta have to borrow the PC from my friend every time he got free time, but no to the last game. The last game of this experiment actually was a nice one. I think I had quite the nice synergy with the one playing Morgana, even though it was a random person. In this game I just had to look out a little bit for the Morgana because of those nasty enemies, but she also pulled out quite well on her own. She also were able to hit some disgusting bindings on some of the enemies throughout the game. This round isn't something particular, just slapping Annie away and after that taking care of Fiora to not let her get to my mark. Annie survived that first engage, but that's nothing tragic. I just couldn't let her heal the entire time, and Morgana was also most of the times safe behind me because Fiora didn't want me to bully that little child, and so she went for me. I tried to get any burns, but she flashed and was therefore quite safe again. After we bullied Fiora into submission with all those bindings, I attempted a suicide mission on Ellie to get some damage from the ring on her, but it didn't even do that much. It mainly killed me, so now Morgana had to take care of it, which really wasn't much of a challenge for her. We won almost every single round in this game, but at the end, the AD carry just has to right click you until you are dead, and so we lost first place to them. But overall this was a very fun experiment, and I probably will do more of them until this mode is gone. We landed at the end on 3284 arena points, so we didn't got much and I lost more games than I would have liked, especially those very close games, where we lost first place, but I still had a blast. I hope you enjoyed this video as well, and I'll see you in the next one.